Alright folks, we are back for round 2 on the draw again with a very good hand. The only thing here is that Cartouche is not the best combo with Lab Guardian, but what can you do? I mean, Heckma Sentinels is a pretty solid target, if anything. I think we play Guardian first. I don't know if we should play Guardian or Gust Walker. Actually, it might just be Gust Walker because if I play Guardian, they might just get to use a Jeru's Resolve or a Supernatural Stamina to kill it, which I would not mind. I don't know, I think it's pretty close. Right off the bat, I cannot really tell which plays better. I think it's pretty difficult. I don't know if there's... I'm not exerting. If they go Vizier of Deferment and block and trade, I'm happy enough, so I don't care. We'll play Sentinels next turn. We'll go Cartouche Sentinels, Lab Guardian, barring anything from the opponent. Yeah, so either they kept a super slow hand or they have some kind of trick here. I mean, they cannot use the exile target creature, it's 5 mana. What could they have? If they had an impeccable timing, they would have killed the Gust Walker last turn, I'm pretty sure. Since the Heckma Sentinels is 3 toughness, they cannot go Splendid Agony kill it. I'm not a huge fan of, you know, putting an aura when the opponent has a bunch of mana open, but I cannot think of something that would wreck us here. So I believe we go for that. Maybe I'm missing something. But... Oh, cast out. Alright, yeah, I was missing something. So I guess we'll get 2 for 1 here. Alright. Well, that's something I did not think about for sure. So, this is a misplay. I mean, cast out is an uncommon. It's a card that you will not see very often because it's very good, so it's not like they can have a ton of cast outs. We hadn't seen one, but I definitely missed it when, you know, thinking. So I believe, yeah, this is definitely a mistake. I don't think it's like devastating, but it's not good for us. I should probably just have attack first. Yeah. Kinda got greedy because I could not think of anything, but cast out is definitely something that I should have thought about. Are we happy about trading Gust Walker for Wayward Servant? I think we are, actually. I think I'm fine with that. They might just take it anyways. I feel like Wayward Servant is a slightly better creature than Gust Walker. So, and if we exert, they just don't block and play some zombie, we'll probably not even win the tempo war. And here if they block and then use a trick, we can get them by Gale Striking our own Gust Walker, which is nice. We can make them use a, you know, if they have Supernatural Stamina or something, we can just basically get them. Okay, nothing, sure. I'll pass the turn then. Sparring Mummy, sure. Yeah. Ooh, Drake is not bad. So the plan was probably to rest that so we could continue to be down, but now I guess we just cast that. And I believe we keep the island in hand in case they go and burden. I don't see any reason to play that island right here. That cast out got me pretty well. An attack. Well, that might be a bluff, but I'm at 22 and I just don't want to lose the Drake here. It's a huge threat, and if they don't have a way to deal with it, they are going to be in trouble. So sure, you got me. Question now is, do we rest the mummy or not? I don't think we need or want to do that, really. We'll probably just bounce one to get a little bit of tempo. And then maybe censor something if they try to play Mummy plus a 3-drop in the same turn. A couple things could happen. But I don't think we're supposed to play the land or to rest the Mummy, I think. We could try to get them by, keeping the Drake back, blocking, and then, make them use a Trick and Gale Strike, but I don't want to play defensively here at all. I have no reason to do that. I want to be done with my Drake, and, if they see us, not attacking and then block, they will probably not fall into the trap. So I don't see any reason to make that move. Yep, the Mummy's back. And here, either they cast a 3-drop that we can't counter, either we just cycle Censor. Alright. Even Initiate's not bad. At this point I'm gonna start playing lands. Same question, do we rest the Mummy or not? I mean, at some point we'll have to do something, because if we just take 6 every turn, it's not gonna be great. I think we continue to wait though, because if their answer to what we have is dropping a flyer, we kind of want to keep the rest to get rid of their flyer, and we are currently winning this race. If they attack with both Mummy, they just die. So I think this is fine. Sure. Yep. Interesting. So using rest doesn't mean they die even if they have nothing, because they can sack the Minotaur. However, here they probably block, which I'm happy with. They probably have a Trick in the bag, but still they are trading a Trick for my guy who's gonna come back, so it's like perfectly fine. Yep. Still gonna get it back because of its ability, making sure you can embalm, which is nice. And now I believe, just to be a little bit safer and to avoid dying to something like in Ketra's name, we do rest that, because if they do have in Ketra's name, we are dead. So we'd rather not die, if possible. And I will go for a chump block playing around in Ketra's name if they'll let me do so. And it doesn't really change the clock, they are still dead till the flyers next turn. But I think you need to play around the +2/+1 here. Yeah, they very likely have it. You see a white-black deck full of zombie, pretty aggro. And I believe they just concede. And I'm almost 100% sure they have Ketra's name in hand. And I'm pretty sure we played that very nicely, except for the cast out. If anything, I think you still want to use Cartouche, but probably you want to do it post-combat, because there's a chance they use their Revolt during the combat if they have one. And if anything, by doing that, you avoid missing 2 damage. So definitely a misstep, but I think everything else was played finely. So black-white zombie. Okay, could be tough. Black-white zombie is definitely a good deck. So wrapping is not very good, especially if they have Ketra's name. You still give them some, O2 zombie that could reveal to be 2/3s when they want to deliver the final blow. Not the biggest fan. Crab is not especially good either. Cancel, I don't think it's especially good. Maybe on the play, on the draw, not so much. I think we just keep the same deck. I don't see any reason to change anything. I guess the good news is that Takrab Skirmisher is usually pretty good. I mean, I have like 4 cheap Embalmer, and cheap Embalmers are very good at stopping aggressive deck. Because, when you have your Wayward Servant or, any zombie they could have on turn 2, they don't want to trade it for Skirmisher, which is going to come back later and give me card advantage. So these are a pretty good defensive creature. A couple of Ringvolt. Again, I think the deck is just very solid. Like, Vizier is great. We have some solid Ringvolt, a pool. Funny that I have cast out in my deck and completely forgot about it when trying to, to, decide if they had something or not when I wanted to play the cartouche. But I think it's been a while since I haven't been punished for doing a thing like that. Because I'm usually very careful about these kind of things. Just I see very often people trying to put auras when you have mana up, and it's just bad. Very often wrong. But here I kinda forgot about cast out. But I'm pretty sure it's the only card that get me here. I might be missing something else. you might be yelling at me some other names, but I think there was just that one card that I forgot about here. I mean, ideally, you either just know the set very well. I believe I know the set quite well, but you can just forget something. Even if you know the set well, maybe you just forget something. It happens. So ideally, if you are playing online, you can just have a spreadsheet or something with all the possibilities. Could have just checked on the internet, I guess, but since this is a recording, I did not thought it. I don't really do it anyway, and I was pretty sure I hadn't missed anything, but obviously ended up being wrong. I don't believe we can keep that. Sure, we can cast Gale Strike, draw a card. Sure, we have Pool. But even if there's a plane on top, it's fine. But if I have to wait a little bit before I can draw, it's bad. And if they have a solid draw of turn 1, maybe not even turn 1, but turn 2, turn 3, turn 4 zombie, it's not going to be enough, I believe. Also, if they have the Fan Bearer turn 1, turn 2 Wayward Servant, and so on and so forth, we'll be so far behind that we are not coming back. So I think we need to mulligan that. It's just not super good. Well, this hand has decent mana. The problem is the card. Like, we have all our late game cards. I think we still keep because I don't really want to go down to 5. And we have a Scry too, which helps. Not thrilled about that hand, but whatever. Renewed Face is not the worst. We don't have anything to do on turn 2, and digging further and getting 2 life is definitely not bad. Same with Shepherd. I guess we just pass. By tapping here, I kind of announced I wanted to cycle, and hence they might just not play around. Oh, they are Oh, alright. They kept a 2-lander. I'm not sure they. I think they should have mulligan. Again, mulliganing on the play is always a little bit clunky and limited, but I don't know. This seems like keeping just 2 planes and nothing but that to play seems like a little bit too risky for my tastes. It depends on what other things they have, but we drew a land. The plan was to cartouche, beat down. Since we draw land, now do we go cartouche, attack, shepherd, or do we go? I think we actually go for the cartouche play. First, they are tapped out, which is kind of nice. Second, they've been missing land drop. They are missing a color, so being aggressive kind of makes sense here. Also, this play digs further into the deck, making us more likely to hit our land drop and to be able to just get more aggressive. So I think this is fine. But playing Sentinels is not necessarily wrong either. It's just more defensive. The defensive play is to cast a Sentinel, the offensive play is to cast a cartouche, but since the coast is clear, the opponent is stuck on mana, and we have some pretty costly cards in hand, and we can dig further by making the offensive play, I think you make you go for the aggro line here. Alright, well, drawing planes is certainly good. Now the question is, do we actually cycle the Shepherd now? Because next turn there's a unless they play something insanely good here that we want to copy with Vizier, but that's not very likely. There's a pretty high chance we play Sentinels next turn, and we'll have 1 extra mana to No, I don't think we cast Shepherd. Also, there's a chance there's just 2 land on the top, and we might want to just hardcast that. So I think you don't cycle Shepherd yet. First, because you might get to cycle it with Sentinels, which could be better, you know. And second, because you might just want to Artcast it anyway. Overcycling it. But if the opponent miss another land drop here, they might just concede. Okay, cartouche. Well, pretty happy that now I can cycle and avoid to take 3 if I want. Not sure if it's the right play though. Well, they did not attack, so I guess we will not be doing that anyways. Yeah, I don't think they can afford to attack. Alright, as a Sentinels, sure. We might want to cycle next turn though, just to make sure we hit the 6 land drop. I'm not sure, but more likely that we hit the 6 land drop, because Angler Drake into Vizier copying the Angler Drake should be game, since they've been stuck on land for quite a bit of time. So I guess we are more likely going to cycle now, though a 6 drop flyer could be good to keep around. I'm just gonna restart my computer before next match, if there's a next match, but I guess there will be, because the opponent's just really stuck on mana here, unfortunately. But I'm gonna do that because, as you might see here, the game is just super slow right here. I don't know exactly why, but it's not working very well. Now the question is, if they attack with those who serve, do I double block cycle? With 2, 3, 4, there's not a lot that can go really wrong, I think. And I kind of want to cycle anyway. I mean, there's a pretty high chance they don't attack anyways, but... yeah, I'm pretty sure we cycle that, because next turn if we can go land, Angler Drake, bounce those who serve, attack with both Sentinel, force a trade with Servant, it is just so good that I think it's just worse, you know, losing a potent creature, but... we just want to hit that land drop that we would not have hit otherwise, and they just conceded. Alright, we got there. So far games have been pretty easy. But again, deck is good, we had solid draws. And so far our opponents kind of got stuck a little bit too, which helped. So I'm just going to restart my computer because, yeah, it's not working super well right now. And I see you guys in a couple minutes for the final.